What's up, Gear Mortals? Trey Xavier here. Today I'm going to show you my favorite Floyd Rose tips and tricks. Today we're using a Floyd Rose equipped Paul Reed Smith Dusty Wearing Signature CE24. Tip number one is about how to tune your guitar when you have a Floyd Rose on there. The Floyd Rose system is all about balance. When you get it set up, the tech has to balance the string tension with the spring tension of the springs that are in the back of the Floyd Rose. And so also, when you tune your guitar, you have to keep the tension reasonably balanced across the fretboard. If you try and tune it like a typical hardtail bridge, you're going to run into some trouble, because if you tune one string at a time going all the way across, then you've put too much tension on one side of the bridge, and it's going to pull up a little bit, and then these strings are going to go loose, and then you're going to tighten those, and then these are going to become loose, and it's just a bit of a nightmare. It's really easy to avoid this problem. All you have to do is tune your strings in this order. 6th string first, then your 1st string, then your 5th string, then your 2nd string, then your 4th string, and then your 3rd string. And that's going to keep the tension across the strings balanced enough that it's not going to go wildly out of tune as you're tuning it. Otherwise, what happens is you wind up going through and tuning all the strings, and then you go back to the beginning, and the first string that you tuned isn't in tune anymore, and you definitely want to avoid that. Here's number two. One of my favorite and possibly the most common thing that especially metal dudes will do with the Floyd Rose is called a dive bomb. And what you do is you either hit a note or more likely a natural open string harmonic, and then you depress the bar all the way down until the note basically disappears, thusly. You can also wiggle the bar on the way down for a little bit of added stank. Number three is the reverse dive bomb. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's the polar opposite of the thing that we just did. So what you're gonna do is push the whammy bar down first and then hit a harmonic and slowly bring the bar back up and then put a little stank on it. You can of course combine the two of those in any combination you like. Start low and then go high and go back down. Start high and go low and then up again, whatever you like. Number four is just a nice slow vibrato. It's something that you can kind of do with your fingers, except there's one very key difference, and that is anytime you're doing vibrato with your fingers, you can only make the pitch go up. You can't actually make it go down below the note that you're fretting. But with the whammy bar, you can make it go below the pitch and above it. It's something that I like to do at the end of a phrase on a sustained note. Just give it a little bit of woo. This one's for the ladies. It's kind of like vibrato that you would do with your fingers. It's just a little bit more expressive. Check it out. And you can be as subtle or as outrageous with it as you want. Number five is one that I made up. It's called a Flutter bomb, and all you gotta do is do a dive bomb, and then at the end, you flick the bar for a nice little flutter. Check it out. Number six is a tip that's gonna help you keep your guitar from being too noisy as a result of the springs that are the engine that make the Floyd Rose go. The springs in the back of the Floyd Rose are there to provide a counterbalance of tension from the strings on the front of the neck, because otherwise the strings would have no tension on them and they would just pull the bridge right out. Of course, the springs serve a very important function, but because they're made of metal and they vibrate, the sound of them can be picked up by the pickups even on the other side of the guitar. I'll demonstrate that for you. If you don't have your springs muted somehow, anytime you play a note, these are going to vibrate and there's nothing that you can do to stop them. So what you do is you take something like, for instance, tissue paper like I've got here, and you sort of stuff it between the springs and the back of the guitar. And that works totally great. It costs you as close to nothing as makes any difference, and it's incredibly effective. You'll hear a super night and day difference when you're playing with and without the muting. It can stop feedback and all kinds of other problems that you might be having. So if you've got a noisy guitar, that could be why. The best part about it is that it takes you literally 2 minutes per guitar to do it, and then you just leave it in there effectively forever, and it's set it and forget it, and it's gonna clean up your signal so much. Number seven is my very favorite thing to do with a Floyd Rose ever. It's the most fun the coolest sounding, and the easiest to do. It's called a flutter. All you're gonna do to make the whammy bar flutter is to hit a note, and then you're gonna kind of flick it in the direction that the bar is already going. So you kind of just flick off the end of it. You can actually kind of whack it pretty good and hard to get a whole lot of vibration out of it like this.